You're listening to the Business Communicators.
In terms of social media, it's been an absolutely wild last 2 weeks. And on this podcast, we've been very open about, I guess, our fandom and our admiration of David Dobrik. And David Dobrik, if you're not familiar with him, he has a ton of followers, millions and millions of followers across all of his different platforms. And he's been brilliant in terms of brand partnerships, in terms of creating that viral moment, guerrilla marketing. But he's under fire. Him and his vlog squad are essentially being, I don't want to use the term canceled, but they're essentially being canceled right now after allegations that have been made against one of his ex-members of the vlog squad for sexual assault, and potentially releasing a video that, didn't show the assault, but it alluded to it. And this video was, I guess, filmed in 2018, and it was removed probably about 6 months later. Something that had kind of been swept under the rug. The person who was accused was not David Dobrik. It was one of his friends, actually, Dom, who they call Dirty Dom. And as a result, David Dobrik has been demonetized by YouTube temporarily. So all of his platforms, that includes his podcast, anything that was on Google or YouTube platforms, has been demonetized. So he's not getting any ad revenue or AdSense from any of the content that he posts. And all of his sponsors, SeatGeek, Chipotle, gone. All of his sponsors. So a guy that just bought a $9 million house in California, who was probably making $20 to $30 million a year through his brand deals and through his content, gone overnight. He did release a video statement last week apologizing. It seems that it was very heartfelt and raw. He said that he wants to apologize to the woman and her friends for ever putting them in an environment that he enabled that made them feel like their safety and values were compromised, and that he was so sorry. So, very interesting situation to follow here with YouTube and David Dobrik, one of the biggest stars. But this is the first controversy we've seen with YouTubers. I mean, we look over, the past 2 to 3 years, we've seen controversies with Jake and Logan Paul, Jeffree Star, James Charles. And my question to you guys is, a lot of these YouTubers, they have a lot of yes people behind them, and they might not surround themselves with the right business or HR teams or things like that, because they're trying to create that viral moment. And sometimes it can backfire. And we've seen it backfire here with David Dobrik.
When you and I are talking offline about this, I think there's two things that went through my mind. One was, as quickly as all the sponsors started to back out, which rightfully so, especially if any of the allegations are true, just a smidget true, they should be backing out. But it's just how quickly they just nope. Started to wonder if some of these contracts were really, really inflated, and they were like, hey, we're spending a whole lot of money, we're not getting a lot of return in it. So is it almost like, hey, this happened? Thanks for playing, we're out. But then the other part of it is even if it's a smidget of it is true, it's there. But he's made lots and lots and lots of money prior, so he's going to reinvent himself. But this is always the challenge with YouTube stars or any spokesperson. Subway with Jared comes to mind. The Dell guy, for some of your older people, you're getting a Dell, is that when you put people and make them the spokesperson of your company or your product or anything, you better really hope you have all your ducks in a row.
Yeah, do your due diligence in researching. But, just to provide more context on the David Dobrik, this is an article from the Daily Beast, and it says that the woman under the pseudonym Hannah said that in November 2018, she and her friends were invited to by Dirty Dom to meet him and Dobrik at an apartment where she was illegally given alcohol. I think she was 20 years old or 19 years old. Dobrik filmed the events of the night, including Hannah entering Dirty Dom's bedroom when she engaged in drunk group sex. Dobrik posted an edited version of the encounter to YouTube in a video titled "She Shouldn't Have Played with Fire." He He eventually deleted the video at the woman's request, but it had already been viewed 5 million times. Since the article was published, several brands, including Dollar Shave Club, DoorDash, Chipotle, EA Sports, Frank's Red Hot, SeatGeek, and Honey have cut ties with Dobrik. And as of Monday, Dobrik announced that he was stepping down from the board of Dispo, which is a disposable camera app that he founded to not distract from the company's growth. And that has already been downloaded. I think he's lost like something like 66 million views or something like that since this has happened. So, although he did issue an apology, it's still going to have long-term ramifications. I know he's young. He's still in his mid-20s, but he was labeled as Gen Z's version of Jimmy Fallon. And so, what's next for Dobrik?
First of all, get you a good attorney and find you a good crisis counselor. One of the things I love that we have all these folks out here who are finding these wonderful ways to make money online and things such as that. But when it comes to the business end of it, they're not getting the right people who can help them from the back end, whether it's crisis communications, whether it's crisis. He only apologized after he got caught. And he's not the only person. They're all apologizing after the fact, and they're also because they're losing money at the same time. Everybody's getting behind the crisis versus getting ahead of the crisis. Like you said, this video's been out there a while, since 2018, and not once did he think about what the consequences were going to be of that, nor did he have anyone counseling him in terms of, Dave, maybe that's not the right thing you should have done. Or, as you said, the person had to request that he took it down. Being young and on top of, I hate to use the word stupid, is just, I don't get it. These little young kids need to get a clue, but you need just get the right people in mind. Crises are happening every single day.
Yeah, and he removed the video after 6 months. It already gotten 5 million views, but he knew that after 6 months, when the video was, when he removed it on her request, that he should have probably thought, all right, I screwed up big time. This is early 2019 probably when he removed the videos. So the problem is, like, this is coming out 2 years later, 2.5 years later. It's like he had time to game plan and get out in front of this. He
didn't care. He did not care.
So here's the question. The video was up for 6 months, 5 million views. Out of that 5 million views, how much revenue did he make off of that? And if so, did he give it to the young lady? Or all the people that became subscribers that he made money? That would probably be about the only way that you could possibly even somewhat come close to salvaging David Dobrik's thing.
You can't salvage that, Thomas. I disagree with that. Within those 6 months, there was nobody on his team. Within the whole 6 months of that being up and getting the views, oh, Dave, you know what? I don't think this is right. This could be a potential lawsuit. Dave, no one said, there is no way you can salvage this.
I 100% agree, but what I'm saying is that those 5 million views, let's just do easy math. If each one of those is worth 50 cents, that's $2.5 million that you pretty much built your reputation on this poor lady's unfortunate stupidity actions from him and his friends.
He was equally stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid is equal all the way across. And no, he did not give her any of that money.
No, but he's
I
going
wonder
to
how much money he made off of it.
Yeah, he's. This isn't the last we've heard about this situation. There's still going to be more fallout, and I wouldn't be surprised to see we people come forward. That's generally what happens when these situations occur.
He had his 15 minutes of fame, and I believe if he can make a comeback, yay for you. But if not, I don't feel bad for him.
No,
yeah,
I don't feel $66 million a year in revenue that you made off of other people's backs. No, I don't. I'm not gonna. Us talking about it this long is already like one of those things. I'm like, why?
You've been listening to the Business Communicators.